I wanted to talk, if you can hear me, I wanted to talk about manufacturing challenges. Okay, we got mostly everything up. Boom, everything's up. So, website, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, even my Facebook. This one's about manufacturing challenges at scale. FDIC is right around the corner. We don't have a full batch of Halligans in, but we did get another 20 or so. These are not quite ready. They need to be finished. But what is the challenges I'm talking about? Is getting able to, this is the stuff nobody sees. Nobody sees this. In an effort to keep our live video and the information we put out as raw and as real as possible. I'm going to switch this over to comments, see if anybody comments. We want to just put out the information as much as possible, give you guys a raw feed of what we're doing, and talk about things, and not keep them behind closed doors. So, man, some of the challenges. We are a year and a half. Bruno, what do you want? That's my dog. That's my boy Bruno. Bruno, what do you want, man? Why don't you come say hi? What do you got back there? Come here. Huh? No? All right, he doesn't want to. He's always looking for his ball. He needs his ball all the times. One of the challenges we have with this, we are a year and a half in. This is the 29-inch version of our Chicago ads, right? So these aren't ready to ship just yet, but we got a little straightening to do on them, and then the ads finishing. We have talked about how we were doing machine finished ads. Man, really, really cool stuff. It maintains consistency, but again, hard to do at scale. It's going to slow us down way too much. Takes too much time. So we're going to try to do a hybrid model or do just hand grinding, but as best as we can, right? But what is the problem with that when we involve humans? It doesn't matter how many times we give them specs to follow, we give them samples to follow. Hey, make this, make it look like this. Well, this one's pretty good. This is what I would want to see. I want to bring this in there. This is what I'd want to see. We got two different views here, but this is good. This is everything we talked about. Nice smooth finish up top. No bevel. Nice smooth taper. Pretty thin towards the end. We can't go too thin. You guys out there with your forcible entry doors with 4 locks on it, doing explosive ad movements, twisting over that on a thin tip. Can't go too thin. It's got to be thin to get into seams, but can't go too thin because we haven't been teaching forcible entry right for the last 20 years. And we started doing ads rolls, aggressive ads rolls, over something that we want thin. And nobody knows how to feel the pressure they're putting into their tool and gauging how much pressure they're putting into that thing. So we can't go too thin. Forcible entry doors that don't give, don't break, or don't give, have no give to them, right? We wear and tear on these, but pretty good, man. This is right where I want it. This is street ready. Honestly, if I was running it, I probably would thin it out a little bit more, but I know how much pressure I can put into a bar before something's going to give. I know how to not use super explosive movements right on the tip of this thing, right? But how does that compare to all the other ones? We got 20 more back there. I'll move this. Can't see. 20 back there. They're on that little bench we got back there. They don't all look like this. And they all have to look the same. You wonder why we are a year and a half into this. Forging development was huge. Now it's that finishing. Making sure we finish at scale. Man, well, they don't all look like that. What's the problem? Look at that fucking thing. Excuse my French. Look at that thing. Get the camera to focus. I got 2 different cameras here. Woo! Does this thing look like this thing? Sure doesn't. Sure doesn't. This is the shit I'm talking about. How do we get these processes to be repeatable and be exact? I need every single one of these things to be the same, all involving humans and making sure they do it just right. Man, is that hard. Again, so what do we have to do? Well, we got to fix these. We got to grind them down again, right? We got to keep them cool so we don't affect the heat treat. We got to taper them back. We got to send them, we got to take pictures. We got to document. We got to send measurements over. We have to have a check sheet for the hand grinder, the people doing the finishing, so they have measurements to reference, even though they already have these. Now they need another one to reference this and go, hey, this is no good. You can't make this. We don't want you to make this. This is not acceptable. Right? So we got to do that. Oh, the other thing, we got to put more of a bevel on the top corner on there. If I have this top edge too sharp, what's going to happen when I hit it? What's going to happen? It's going to chip. Can't have that. So we got a whole process we got to go through still and make sure that these things are exactly the way we want them. We want them to look like this. Not this. Not this. Am I being too picky? You tell me. Am I being... Should I just put them out there? Should we just put out the product people paid for 4 or 5 months ago? Back in October when we launched pre-sale, should we just put it out? Nope. I refuse. And that's what's so important about doing these videos and talking about what we're putting out there and making sure you guys know that we are doing everything we can, everything physically possible to put out the best product we can. We are here to put out added capabilities you do not have in a standard Halligan bar. People say, well, Mitch, why don't you just put out a regular Halligan bar? Why? They already exist. Halligan bars already exist. Why would I put out a regular Halligan bar? I want you to have added capabilities. I want you to have a spikeless Halligan. I want you to have a little bit higher mechanical advantage with an 1 3/4 adze. I want you to be able to have a sledge face on there so you can hit it and use it to hit things and have a large target, right? Have the weight in there for overhaul. Have the weight in there for spiking, adzing a jam. I want you guys to have added capabilities. But man, manufacturing that thing at scale, whoo! This is round number 2. This is manufacturer number 2 on producing Halligans that are nothing like anything else out there. And we're still working on it. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Just remember, I refuse to put out something that's just okay. Right? We will get there. Just part of the process. Give us a question if you got a question. I just wanted to get on here and talk about it. This will end up on YouTube. You'll be able to look it up later. Get to see me rant. Shoot us a question if you got it. The other thing, we are the only ones currently forging this thing out of a single piece of steel with this sledge face on there. It's a 2-part forging process, right? Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Tom! Yeah, we told you it'd be a little while. But guess what? That crate back there? Stitch hooks. Just came in. We shipped out just about all of our direct orders, Tom. And the 7 for you will be going out probably next week. We got to look the order up. I'll make sure that if they didn't pack it up already, it'll be going out this week. So we just got 50 in. I got another 100 in that crate back there. Tom Abney was asking when he's getting their 7 stitch hooks. So, Chris just jumped in here. The 29, 26 is being produced, ran April, May delivery from previous pre-orders. So he's asked about pre-orders. Yes, so according to our last email update, remember, we expected them in this month and then shipping out next, probably the end of this month and then really next month by the time we process them. So, Chris, you just missed it, man. I was sitting here talking about it. I got some 29s here. We got like 19, 20 of them. These were like kind of ones that they did in the last production run. They came through finishing just now, looking at some of our new finishing processes. Not the full run yet. But some of these 29s we have in, and I just got done talking about how important it is and how hard it is to make sure they are finished exactly the same. And then I was just talking about also how we're the only ones that have this single piece forging with this sledge face in here. Two different days they're forged. We forge the ad side. This thing gets bent into place, and then later we come through and forge the fork side of this thing. And then one thing you'll notice on the 29s, which isn't on the 26s, this middle part, which is always tough where those dies meet. Right in there. And so what we did, originally we had this all be that octagonal shape. But what we did was there was always a kind of like where it would get all kind of boogered up, right? And that was right where these dies would meet. Was kind of nasty. So what we did is we added a little bit of extra material through there. That way when they meet, we can sit there and we can grind it down. So you kind of have this middle section that has a little bit of ball, something to kind of grab onto. You might see something similar, only it's the reverse of that on Pro bars. It does look like, and I don't know, but remember it's smaller through there. So maybe it's where they do some machine finishing and grind it down to clean that up if they are doing a split die sort of production there. So pretty cool. I got another big question. Even bring something back like TSR with Spike, my period has massive 3-story homes. Sorry, I need to read this out loud so everybody knows. Jamal said, I definitely see why these are beneficial, but will you even will be able to bring back something like the TSR with a Spike? My territory has massive 3-story homes with very steep pitches, especially an alley on rainy days. A spike in the roof has stalled me from falling through. I'm going to say adds that roof, man. Adds it. I have never had a problem driving this into roofing material if I needed to, right? With all the weight that's on there. Relatively sharp end. For me, the spike out of the way has been far more beneficial and far more beneficial than having it there. I can spike I can add a jam with this. I can probably add a roof with this too. It's a little bit more narrow, a little bit sharper. We'll get up on a roof and try it ourselves. So, Chris, appreciate you, man. Thanks for commenting. Jamal, that's what I say with this ads here. Try ads in it. We have no intention of making a spiked Halligan at this time. And the TSR Halligan was, extremely hard to make at scale with how big that sledge face was and the spike coming off. Just couldn't be done. We thought it could. They told us it could. The manufacturer told us it could, but unfortunately at scale we just couldn't. And then we fell in love with the spikeless version so much. Currently, no plans of doing a spiked. Again, spiked Halligans are out there. Spiked Halligans are out there. Go get yourself one. That's not what we're about here. We're about adding different capabilities. So. Anyway, so you're wondering why this has a little bulb in the middle. That's what I was talking about, right? Oh, there we go. There, TikTok's yelling at me again. So I got to say this because I think the robots at TikTok listen to this. So I got to say this. TikTok restricted our video because I'm gonna read it out loud again here, because this annoys me. I want the robots that are listening on TikTok to hear me. TikTok, live visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and is restricted in search results because it redirects users to purchase products outside of TikTok. This is in line with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines, which we are updating to support the best user experience. Well, TikTok, you guys shut my live or my TikTok shop down, and you're not allowed, and I'm not allowed to sell over TikTok shop. So now you're shutting my video down because I'm not using TikTok shop, which you shut our account down. We're not allowed to do TikTok shop because we shipped something to a customer, but it didn't update the system. We didn't update the tracking, even though we actually shipped it and we told you and documented that, but you said, hey, all of your orders are at your fault because you didn't ship them on time, even though it was just only one order. So TikTok, you guys suck. I'm saying that out loud, so hopefully Yeah, thank you, Jamal. Hopefully the TikTok robots listen to that because they want me to use TikTok Shop for my videos, but they shut our TikTok Shop down. Anyway, so hopefully the robots are listening. I'll hit OK. Who knows? Let me try this. I'm going to peel this. Anyway, guys, I think that's it, man. Again, I wanted to keep, thank you for jumping on. You guys on Facebook, man, thank you. It really helps you guys comment on this. Maybe share it later. This is all part of my objective of keeping our feed and the information that we put out as raw as possible, as raw and as real as possible. So I really appreciate you guys coming in here and listening to me rant. We're going to try to do it a lot more often. So I got another question here. Came through on Facebook. Tom, thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Mikhail, hopefully I say that right. Have the TSR Halligan and loves it. When will the 29s be available for pre-order? So there will not be a pre-order on 29s anymore. We're not going to do pre-orders on 29s. We are actually going to wait till the 29s are in stock, much like these ones that we have here. We're going to ship all the first 100 that we did pre-sell, and then we are going to open up orders with the stock we have. We are going to try to get away from back orders and pre-orders as much as possible. And so the goal of that is keeping product in stock and only shipping what is in stock. So that is what's continued to be worked on. Working on some partners, some fulfillment partners as well, to help us do that, because I can only run so much out of this, 2,500 square foot shop here. So that is the goal. Hopefully this 2,500 square foot shop becomes R&D marketing headquarters, along with our CNC back there doing some custom wood handles. Hopefully bring those back. So YouTube, slam it, store. Oh, Zim, you don't want the Slamicant. You already know it's around. We don't want it. What's funny is when I showed off, so somebody's asking where the Slamigan's at. It's on the floor somewhere over here. Yeah! Oh. Can you guys hear me after I do that? This frickin' thing. What's amazing is when I put this video out was how many people thought we were serious. How many people said we did a terrible tool and we're dumb. They thought we were serious when we made this. I will say though, check out that weld, baby. Look at this thing. You all seen Chicago Fire, that garbage fake product they put out. It wasn't even made good. Look at this thing. This thing is locked in, baby. Locked in. Perfect angle. Look at that. Look at our marrying surface. Perfect. It's a stupid tool, but if you made it, this is the way to do it. Actually, I wish this would rotate. I could probably grind this part down. That way this rotates all the way out. That way you can make a really long Halligan bar. I'll try again. Restriction again. Restricted again. Appeal not approved. Man, they suck. TikTok is so terrible. Anyway, nobody can, it's not available in search, whatever that means. So, Jamal, man, I'm not too sure what I want to do with the Reaper just yet. So, yeah, I was thinking about restocking Reaper 2. We're testing those prototypes, and I'll show them to you again. Jamal, you might have seen them on our live. I'll grab them right now. I'll grab the two right now. So I forget that I have to read these questions out loud. So Jamal was asking, would you recommend waiting on the Reaper 3 or getting the Reaper 2 when you restock? Yeah, Jamal, you're absolutely right on that. The story writing in Chicago Fire is ridiculous on that Slamicant. So the Reaper, so I'm a little torn. I'm going to admit, I'm a little torn. We have an opportunity to restock in the next 4 months or so, restock, Reaper 2.0, which we might do. But I want to do some more testing first. We will probably definitely restock. It's not out of stock yet, but we probably will restock the Fire-Maul just because it's our flagship product. It's what started this company. But I'm a little torn on the Reaper. I want to get some more testing done on this thing. Learning a lot. Got to get on some roofs with it. And I want to make sure that this thing, does everything we want it to and then some. It's a little bit lighter though. It's closer to that 6-pound range because some of the design features on there. But I want to get some testing done. And if it works much better than Reaper 2.0, this Ridge Reaper, maybe we'll call it Ridge Reaper, the Ridge Reaper. Yeah, I want to do some testing first before I make that decision, right? If this thing blows the other thing out of the water, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to you guys. Again, my goal is always making the absolute best product possible, but I'm doing a disservice to you guys if we restock Reaper, 2.0, and then when these should be what you should be buying, right? So again, I'm going to wait and see. So our current goal is get some more Fire-Mauls going, get these Chicago ads in, get more tech hammers in, and take a look at that tech bar at FDIC, tech bar coming, before we restock these guys. And Mauler, same thing on Mauler. We are probably going to prototype a Mauler 2.0. I got some concepts in my head that we're testing. Some of those concepts are integrated into this, and we want to see how these perform as far as blade length and stuff like that goes before we restock something, right? So that's kind of where we're at. This is going to be a fast turnover company for products. And I want to keep innovating, keep pushing new products, and keep pushing what we're having out in the field so we can have live feedback of what works and what doesn't work. I don't want to put out products that are, marginally better. And I think the stuff we make is awesome. I think they work way better than anything else out in the field. And you guys that own one know that. But I want to make sure we continue to approve. And then if we are going to restock something, which is super expensive, we want to make sure it's the best product possible. So. Glad that makes sense. Thank you. I'm hopping over here. Just double checking my live stream on my website. See if anybody commented on there. It doesn't look like it. So, all right, guys. So thank you, everybody that commented on Facebook. Thank you. Like I said, I think this is really what we just wanted to do, is keep you guys involved and keep going live and keeping our material as raw as possible. So I hope you guys all appreciate that, because that is the go-to. Keep you guys involved in what's going on. So I got to get to work on some of these bars. I got to re-grind them down a little bit, get those ads fixed, document it, get some pictures, go, hey, it looks like this. This is what we really need it to look like. Then we'll have to go back to Black Oxide and hopefully get them back to us before we're at FDIC showing off these Halligans. Not taking any orders for Halligans or Chicago ads at FDIC. And when we get back, we're going to be really, really working on final production, making sure finishing is being done right, and then eventually having those and then shipping, 400 some odd Chicago ads, 400 or 500 Chicago ads for everybody that pre-ordered, and then getting further stock in to start opening up orders and shipping the rest out. So pretty nuts over here, pretty big challenging projects, again, as a small business in a 2,500 square foot shop to be able to do what we've been doing and putting out the amount of product we've been doing. So that's current plan, guys. So I think that's all I have. Appreciate you guys for hopping on. Shoot us any questions info@firemull.com if you have any questions. I'm going to get back to work here and then try to get home because it's Sunday. So, all right? All right, we'll see you. Jamal, thank you. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you.